Christine Bertram coming to you live from my craft room up here in Wisconsin. I should say Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. And we're going to be doing a mystery card night tonight. This was a postponed class. It was supposed to be 2 weeks ago, and we didn't have all of our ducks in a row. Jolene normally helps me get all the clues, and it got to be the day of, and I didn't have clues, so I made the executive decision to postpone the class till tonight. And I would like to give a shout out to Susan Warmley. She helped me with tonight's clues, and the card idea was hers, so I'm excited to share it with you. It's a card and a card and a card. So in case you're wondering why there's so much card base, so many card bases, it's because it's a fun fold. And we love our fun folds, and I don't think it's too crazy of a fun fold. I think that you guys will like it, and we'll get into it in just a moment. But I did want to say hi to everybody who's here. Hi, Tony Shaw. Nancy Mole, I was not in my computer when I messaged that I was live in 2 minutes. Normally, I'm not in my computer right before class, and if I am, it's only to push the go live button. So I do know that you asked me for an address, which I will send to you. I have been out of my computer for almost all weekend. Tyler and I took a trip down to visit Susan, actually, down in Illinois, and it was really good. We went canoeing on the Fox River. I didn't know that until recently. There are 2 Fox Rivers in Wisconsin, and one of them starts in Menominee and goes all the way past where Susan lives and goes down into the Illinois, which then meets up with the Mississippi. So we canoed about 12 miles of the Fox River this weekend. So it went really good. So I was kind of out of the computer a lot this weekend, but getting caught back up little by little. Hello, Sarah Mitchell. Hi, Linda Hunt. And Debbie Gast is with us. Hi, Rose and Sherry. There's Paula. Connie Moore is here. Hi, Susan. Hi, Sherry. There's Becky as well. And Marley, new here. Yay. Hopefully you enjoy our mystery card night. I got here just in time. You did. You guys, with me, you generally have some grace by a few minutes. Usually I just actually have been doing more things for myself to take back my health as much as I can and make a little me time. So I actually just got back from yoga. I started doing yoga in early August to help with the stretching. So I might just look like disheveled, but that's how we roll, you guys. We go from one thing to the next. And so I hope you enjoy the class, Marley. It's going to be a good fun fold for you. And you guys may or may not have done a card like this in the past, but it's going to always be fun to do a fun fold. And there's Susan Bellamy. Nice relaxing weekend. Hope you had fun. We did have fun. Tyler did all the driving. I don't think he lets me drive because he's afraid of my driving, but I think I drive just fine. But he always feels safer when he's driving. So what? He drives there, and then he drives back, and then I get to sit back and relax, I guess. So it was good. We left on Friday afternoon, and then we got back yesterday afternoon. So it was short and it was sweet, but it was really good. So okay. So for those that are new, like Marley, we are going to make a card together if you want to. If you want to watch and make your card later, you can do that too. Either way works. I already published Clue 1 about a week ago, which was great. That's what I strive for, is to give you guys a little time to get your ducks in a row with your paper so you're not cutting it at the last minute. And what we'll do is, if you don't have your paper cut, you can always watch along and get your papers figured out after you see what the card looks like. I know that's sometimes hard to make a card without knowing what it's going to look like. Hi, Becky Roar. And so I was just reading Connie Moore does yoga and Pilates 3 times a week, and she's 80. Wonderful. Trying to stay healthy. Yes. And stretching is a big thing. I always thought yoga was not that intense and not that, I don't know, what's the word for it? Strengthening, but there are definitely exercises and poses and stuff that you do in it they build your core. And with me, it's a great thing to get back into. You guys, I broke my foot about 2.5 years ago now, and I kind of fell off the bandwagon of being active and physically fit because of my pain that I've had in my lower back and my foot. And so I'm trying to strengthen myself so that maybe that pain will go away. So I'm hopeful. And Susan does chair yoga on Monday afternoon. Great. So Susan, I've been doing chair yoga twice a week. I started in early August. It must have been the 3rd or the 4th or the 5th. And I've done chair yoga twice every week since, so that's good. And there's Marley says, thanks, Debbie. Okay, perfect. And yoga is hard. Yes, it is. Like when you have to hold some of the stretches and the poses for minutes upon minutes upon minutes, it's like, oh my goodness, you can feel it. So I definitely think differently of yoga these days. And I like it because it's not high intensity, like having to pump iron and lift weights, like heavy weights and hurting yourself. Like this, I feel like it's actually helping me. So that's good. Hi, Sue Tepes. Joining late, but you're not too late. We're just getting started. So just trying to think here. So I also did the salt room today too. And so that's helping the sinus area to keep that cleared up. And so I feel like there's a little bit of drainage going on, but we'll get through it. It's all good. So probably TMI, but that's how we go, you guys. I'm very transparent. So, all right, let's flip this down and look at clue 1. I have clue 1 here, which is beautifully written, and it has the cardstock. You have a white vanilla piece and some coordinating pattern paper and some scraps and some stamps. And so I had to pull out the product of the month again. This is really pretty paper. I used it for the Share a Recipe, Create a Card, Inspire Others class, and it's pearlized. It's really super pretty. It's $5. If once you have $75 in your cart, then you can get it for $5. And it's still available. I just looked last night, and there's 6 different, it's one-sided, single-sided, so it's white on the back. There's 6 really pretty patterns in it, and it's really hard to see the pearlescent, but it's there. So it's pretty. So we've got these 3 patterns are what I picked for my card that we're going to work on today. And then there's a pattern here with pumpkins. There's a pattern with leaves. And there's one more pattern. So I might have already shown it. So they're all just really soft and subtle. That one, the pumpkins, the leaves. Oh, the acorns. There's some acorns with leaves back there. So there's a couple that have the Cajun in them. And those are the patterns I pulled for my mystery card. And I have pulled my pieces, and we're going to go through these, and then we'll start working on the card. So I did pull different types of embellishments, and I pulled in Cajun Craze ink. I think hopefully we'll be able to use that one. And then I pulled in Elegant Leaves. So I already did some die cutting, and I'm going to pull in one of these stamps hopefully. My pieces are underneath here. So let's go through our paper. I'm going to kind of go back and forth based off the layer. So we have card base 1. I'm using Cajun Craze for all the card bases, but card base 1 is 8.5 by 5.5. Now you're not going to see any score lines now. When we get to clue 2, that's where Susan put in all the score lines. So for now, you've got this piece right here, which is 8.5 by 5.5. And what goes with it are the first pattern, the pattern paper 1 here. And so it's got here pattern paper, pick 3 patterns. It's 5.25 tall by 4 wide, which is this one. And then we have 5.25 by 1 7/8, and we need 2 pieces. Okay. Now, if I was on my A game, I know those 2 match, but I don't believe that I cut it proper. That looks really close though. I didn't cut it proper. You could have cut it in a consecutive pattern, and I think that would have looked really cool, but at least I have these 2. Well, let me just see here. I don't think that matched. Oh, I did cut it in a consecutive pattern. Look at me go. Okay, but it's all upside down. So let's go like this. Ha ha ha. So that goes there. That's going to go like that, and I guess that's how that goes. Okay, so I did cut in a consecutive pattern. Look at me. All right, so then we have a card base 2. And card base 2 is 7.25 by 4.25. So it's 7.25 by 4.25. Again, no score lines. We'll get to the scoring in a little bit. And because we have to score all these, what I'll probably do is put these on little piles over here. All right, so this one's 7.25 by 4.25, and the paper that matches this one is a 4 inches tall, and we need a 2 3/4 wide, and then 2 of them that are 1 7/8. And again, this would be great if they were consecutive patterns. And I did that, but I did them upside down. so this one is going to need to be on this side, but that's okay. No one will notice. All right, so that's that. And then we have another card base. And that next card base is 6 3/8 by 3 3/8. Again, no score lines. We'll get to that in a moment. Our paper 3 is 1 piece. It's 3 1/8 tall, or 3 1/8, and then 1 7/8 wide. Okay, so that's our other pattern paper. Then back here, we need 2 pieces that are 3 1/8 by 1 7/8. So we need 2 like this. And then we need some scraps of white, vanilla, corning cardstock, pattern paper, whatever you want. I even pulled in 2-tone. So I already die cut my scraps because I figured I was going to make some leaves, and this way they were done ahead of time. So I used some 2-tone, right? So you can see that it's dark and light. And then on this one, I've used the golden glow that's dark and light. So this is what I used my scraps for. I also cut a little label. I'm hopeful that one of the sentiments fits with this little guy, but he's one of the new labels. So that's what I have for my scrap pile. And then the stamps, again, I pulled in our elegant leaves. And we'll figure out what we can do with that. And I've already used some of the dies. So I failed to do this. That was clue number 1. So hopefully you guys were good with clue number 1. All right. So the other thing that is on here is Jolene did an amazing job getting us going with the different patterns. So she has the Professor Honeybee here, and it says, how do I pick my pattern papers for Mystery Card Night? And there's award-winning help below. And so she's got on here that you could have a best picture, best actress, best original score, and that's kind of how we kind of geared these guys. So paper 1 is your best picture. 2, and so my best picture, my favorite one is this pattern paper. 2 is the best actress, is one that is noticeable but polite and plays well with others. So I picked this one for my number 2. And then number 3 is the best original score. I thought it was really cute when she introduced that a few months ago. And maybe it's even more than a few months ago, but this one is a whisper level pattern, texture, tone on tone, subtle movement. Well, that's definitely not this one, but I thought that this looked really nice with it. So at the end, it's all about what you like and you being happy with your card. So bringing in ribbon and thread too, I pulled in some linen thread and some of that Calypso coral with, it's got the Cajun craze on the edges, and I'm hopeful that that looks pretty with that. So we'll see in a moment. All right, so without further ado, let's move over to clue number 2 and see what we have in store. So with clue number 2 comes the scoring of cat fur here. So a scoring of the card bases. So we need to take card base 1 and we're going to score it in 2 spots. We're going to score it at 2 1/8 and 4 1/4 on the 8.5 inch side. And I'm a fan of the scoreboard, so you'll see me using that a lot. So we're going to do 2 1/8. 2 and I like the big end. Okay, so 2 1/8 by 4 1/4. So that's basically taking your 8.5, dividing it in 2, which is 4 1/4, and then taking that and dividing it by 2, giving you 2 1/8. So 2 1/8 times 4 is 8 1/4. So it's right down the middle. So that one's good to go. Then second one here, card base number 2, which is the next bigger one. It says on the 7 1/4 inch side, you're going to score it at 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. They're the same as what we just did. So it's not in the middle though, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. So 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. Right? So 2 1/8, 4 1/4. Same measurements as the last one. So the last one here is card base 3, which is the one that's 6 3/8 wide. And you're going to score it in the same spots, 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. Right? So we didn't have you score it on the front side because it was a lot to fit that all on that first clue number 1. So we decided to split this up, or I should say Susan decided to split it up and put the scoring on the back end so that you guys can get it as, you can score with me. So let me just put this away. And All right, now you saw clue number 3 already, but let's see here. So what we've done for this clue is scored. All of them are at 2 1/8 and 4 1/4 on the long edge. Okay, so not too crazy. Jennifer Knutson, hello, tuning in late. You love yoga. You watch yoga with Adrian on YouTube. Oh, you know, that would be a good idea for me, that I do some yoga at home too. It's really good. When we went to this trip down to Susan, it was a 3.5 hour drive down. It was 3 hours back. I don't know what happened, but it took us a lot less to get back. Maybe Tyler was driving faster. But on the way down, we stopped because our backs were getting sore, our legs were getting tired, and we got out. And before I did yoga, I would just have walked around and maybe like did something like this just to get the blood flowing. And this time, we took a little detour and went down a little path that you could walk. And I started doing my yoga poses. I started doing the strong warrior and the this one, and looking down your hand and twisting on the side. And I was really doing some stretches, and I felt really good that I knew what kind of stretches to do. And like the arm circles, right? You can't see, but I'm doing like the little arm circles and hands up too. So yeah, I was doing that. And so I felt really good to take a 15-minute break and do some of the yoga stretches and poses that I remembered. And so it would be helpful, I think, also to see Adrian on YouTube. I'll have to look her up. So thank you for that information. All right, so back to here. So we've got clue 2 done, and I meant to do this while I was up here. So now we're gonna move over Red Rover to numero 3. All right, so number 3, let's see what's in store. Number 3 says, you're going to adhere pattern paper 1 to the card base. Okay, well, I hope that makes sense, because when you look at this, there's a panel here, and there are 2 panels here now, which is what goes here. Hi, honey. What's up, baby girl? Aw, you want? Oh, she brought her possum. Little lady. Oh my goodness. You want to play mousey. She brought her favorite toy. Okay, mind the graphic destroyed mouse here, but it's not a mouse. It is her possum. This is like the most loved possum in the world, right? It's like missing half of its behind, and its belly's missing, and its eye is kind of pulled out. And so, honey, I will throw this to you. Everybody just give me 1 second. Honey is begging for a mouse toss in here. Come on, girl. There you go, baby. There you go. Okay. So, sorry about that. She looked at me with those puppy dog eyes, even though she's a kitten. And she said, Mom, they're my mousey. All right, paper 1 to card base. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to glue these 2 here and this here. All right? So, now, this is special paper. It's specialty paper. And I have a hard time using liquid glue with specialty paper, only because when I do, it leaves little glue marks. So I find that I use tear and tape. You guys with the tape runner, go crazy with your tape runner, but I'm going to use tear and tape. Now liquid glue is my first choice because I love that I can wiggle, wiggle, wiggle with it. But again, I don't want to have glue lines being seen through the designer series paper. So give me a second here. So I don't know of many cats that play fetch. Honey is one of them. And when she gets in the mood, she will go down the steps about 15 times and bring it back up every single time. So I'm just taking my tear and tape off here. And did you guys hear that little meow? She's like, I'm back, Mom. All right, so we're gonna get this. You might get my glasses in here depending on how close I have to get to see. So we're gonna put this one here. It's helpful if the score lines are kind of visible. And that is still correct. Okay, so then this one goes right there. And then that. So it was nice that this didn't have real direction to it. All right. So adhere pattern paper 2 to card base 2, right? So I know mine are going to be out of order here. Flip those upside down And, oh honey, my goodness gracious, girlfriend. There you go, baby. So, she said, Mom, you went away for 2.5 days and nobody played with me. Grandma Diane came and fed me, but nobody played mousey. Oh, she's back ready. You guys, she's so fast. She's like speedy. Okay, same concept with this though. We're using tape because I don't want to see the lines. Ooh, got a little gap going on there. Do a little there. All right, if you guys want to use your liquid glue, it would probably go a little bit faster. All right, so that one, got a little Humpty Hump going on right there, but it's better to kind of see where the score lines are. Pick these off. Okay, and that one can go there. And then lastly, we'll get this, oops. So with tear and tape, the main thing is to have it sticking onto your paper good. If you have it sticking in your paper good, it should pop off very easily or pick off. All right, so that's that one. And now we have the last one. So I believe all of these are the same size. And it says, adhere 1 basic white cardstock piece to the back section of the card base. Okay, wait. Adhere pattern paper 3 to the card base, which, you guys, it doesn't say it, but it is supposed to go on the first panel here. So just make a note that this is the first panel. Okay, so that's this one. And then what's going to happen is one of these whites is going to go here and one there. Just one moment, please. You little beggar. Okay, so with these whites though, it says to adhere one of them to the back section of the card base 3. So I'm thinking about that because I wasn't quite certain that that's what's going on. Let me phone a picture really quick. I know it's a mystery to you guys, but it's not necessarily a mystery to me. Okay, so we're going to take these off and put this one. So this one does definitely. So can you guys hear her little chirping when she makes that here? This one's going to go right there. There. Okay. And I'm going to hold the phone on these because they're white pieces. I like to decorate and zhuzh things up. So I'm just going to pause on that one right now and do that just in a moment. A little lady. Okay. So, hi Barbara Gobby. Hello Deanne Dawn. Long time no see. All right. So, Jennifer says, okay, perfect. Got all caught up. So, clue number 3 was adhering the pattern paper to each one of these. The other thing that I want to make sure is on here is like burnishing. So right now, all I did was kind of fold them just to get an idea of where to put my paper, but I would highly recommend burnishing on your score lines. Using a bone folder will help give you some nice crisp edges here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna fold each of these and do that burnishing action. It just makes everything be a lot crisper and cleaner. All right, so then this one goes like that, and that goes like that. Okay, so we've got that, and again, we're gonna hold the phone on these guys. So just, we're gonna pause on this one for right now. Okay, so you guys can see the little lady is back here, okay? You can see she's right there, okay? Yep, you can start see her move. Okay, I'm not all gussied up for you guys tonight. I'm in my yoga clothes, so don't judge what I'm wearing, okay? But all right. So she brought her little mousey right here. This little guy is the one I showed you. And there she goes. So what is that, like number 5 now? And we're on to clue numero 4. All right. So number 4. All right. Fold card base 2 in a closed position. So this is card base 2. So 1, 2, and this was 3. Fold card base 2 in a closed position like this. Okay. Add adhesive to the back of the last section, which is this section, the largest section. And what you're going to do is press the card base 2, this one, to the inside last section of card base 1 centered. So basically this is 1. Oh, honey, you're so funny. I don't know if you guys can see that. No, you wouldn't be able. She's entertaining me tonight, you guys. So there she is. Her mouse made it back right there. Okay, honey, we gotta stop because people are here to make a card. They're not here to be entertained by you. All right, so back to this. This is our card base 2, and it's closed, right? So it's closed, and we're gonna put adhesive right here, and we're gonna put this into the inside last section here of a card base 1 centered. So what happens is it's gonna go right about like this, and it's going to be centered top to bottom all the way around. Okay, so that's what we've got so far. All right, so let's do that. So we're gonna grab some liquid glue and put that on that back section. And now we're going to center this in the card here. She's a bonus. Ha ha. Yes, honey's a bonus tonight. She's full of it. So, all right. So that is the first half of clue number 4. Come on, baby. All right. The second half here, it says, open both card bases and hold on to card base 2 while you close card base 1 so it's flat, right? Okay, so that's kind of what's going to happen here. Okay, so, honey. All right, so now like that. Now you're going to add adhesive to the first sections on the left side of the card base, right? So right here, we're going to add adhesive, and we're going to press the card base 2 to the front of card base 1, right? So it's going to end up like that. So I like to do glue in 2 spots. This is where it says it in the instruction here, but I also like to put a little bit of glue there. So what happens is it's going to end up like that, right? So it's a card and a card. So a little bit of glue behind on the left, and then I'm also going to add a little bit right there. And now the great thing is, all you have to do is close this. Feline says, hello, friend. Thank you for liking and sharing from Eastern Oregon. Okay, so there's what we've got there. All right, honey, I see you, baby girl. Go get it, girlfriend. All right. So that would complete clue number 4. What we've done is we've adhered card 2 to card 1. Okay. All right. For my favorite clue is numero 5. All right. And honey's back. She's honey. Ah, you guys can't see her. You can see her tail wiggling though. She's hiding right over back there. So, all right. Let's get to clue number 5. Number 5 says, fold card base 3 in a closed position, right? Like this. And what you're going to do is add adhesive to the back of the last section here and press card base 3 to the inside of the last section of card base 2 centered. So that goes right about here. All right, so let's just follow this through so you can see what's happening. We're going to open all the card bases and hold on to 3 while you close card base 1 and 2. And we're going to eventually put glue right here to glue that. So it's going to be like that. So that's our third card going into it. So let's go back. Fold card base 3 in a closed position. Put adhesive on the back of the last section. press the card base 3 to the inside of the last section right here, centered top to bottom, left to right, and boom. And that looks great. Okay, and then we're gonna do the last section. I'll throw the mouse to Honey here. Come here, baby. There you go, girlfriend. Okay, so then we have the next section is open all the card bases, right? So they're all open, and hold on to card base 3 while you close this. Add adhesive behind on the left side here, which is now the right because it's backwards. Honey, you're so funny. And we're gonna put a little glue right there as well. You guys see this? She's like a little dog. She brought her little mouse and she's got it right in front of her. She's like, Mom, I brought it. Look at me. Honey, yeah, right? She's like, Mom, I'm here. Make it happen. All right, so now we're gonna shut this. Perfect. All right, so press card base 3 to the front of card base 2. And there we have it. Hi, babykins. Come on, little lady. You think you're so funny. Okay, perfect. So far, so good. Like, I love it. It's so, it all goes together. Perfect instructions. All that stuff lines up. We're great. Okay, so let's move over to number 6. Okay, and see what we have here. Oh, you guys, she's back. Decorate the front of your card as you like. Decorate the back section of card base 3, right? And so that's here, the back section. So we've got these 2 pieces that we can do whatever we want to. Stamp focal images and or use sentiments of scraps and die cut or fussy cut stamped images, or use coordinating pattern paper and adhere to the card front. Inspector Honeycomb wants to know how you would add ribbon. Okay, that's perfect. So this is what we're at. And I said that I had brought these couple things. Oh, more than a couple. I brought these along to play with. They're what I did scraps for, and we're going to stamp a sentiment. But honey, you are begging with your eyes. So let's throw it and go back here to our elegant leaves. This launches tomorrow, you guys. The new holiday mini catalog is going live tomorrow. And this thank you will fit in here nice. Or, oh my goodness, the grateful for you is perfect too. So let's try grateful for you. But then what else is on here? Thank you. Oh, we'll put thank you on the inside. Oh, and it's perfect because it's a little word. Okay. So the exciting things, right? When things work out good. So we're going to put thank you on the inside, and then we'll put the grateful for you. So again, the Elegant Leaves launches. That's part of the holiday mini catalog. That launches tomorrow at midnight Mountain Time. So if you want to get that order in, go for it. Now I'm going to get my head in here so you might see all my hairs and all the good stuff, but I want to get in here so I can make sure I get this perfectly straight in the middle. Okay, got it. That's good. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put thank you. It's the perfect width to put right about there. That's nice. And then I like the idea of stamping some of these guys on this card too. And I know you're probably thinking, well, that's a really big leaf for a little white area. Well, watch how we'll do it. And we'll make it work. And then we're going to stamp that little leaf. I got to go grab some Golden Glow ink. And I'm not going to worry about the stems so much. And we'll put this guy on here. And well, let's center that just a little bit better. And here. Okay. Well, I do see now that my thank you is a little bit crooked. So the great thing is that you can always flip it over and redo it. That looks better. I'm going to grab some Golden Glow ink. And honey. Come on, baby. Honey. All right. The Golden Glow and the Cajun. So what we're going to do is grab a scrap paper. And I think what we'll do is we'll stamp the Golden Glow. So you guys, I used my white pad and made it into my Golden Glow pad. So what we'll do is we're gonna stamp off there. We'll do the first strength detail first, and then the second strength. So we've got that in the corner. I think that looks nice. Very nice, very nice. And she's back. She's back. She's ready to go. Come on. There you go. And then what we're gonna do is stamp the Cajun one on the other side, just to make a little decoration, right? So we've got the detail. She's back. We're gonna put the detail maybe, oh, let's put it like that, angled across the whole thing, like that. I think we tuckered her out, everybody, look. She's like, yeah, I'm a little tired now and I'm spent. She's like, Mom, there's no stamping on this table right now. So, all right, that's first strength. And then we'll use this. Of course, I got the cat fur right on there. We'll put this one at second strength. Put that right over. So this is called two-step stamping, where you have two stamps, a more detailed one, and then you have the solid one. Oh, that looks good. Okay. I like it. I like it. I like it. So what I want, though, is a little more texture. And what I'm thinking is a little texture along that leaf. There's a stamp set that's called Framed Violets, which I have here. Let me grab it. There are, in here, you might not have even noticed it, but there are these little dotsy things. And they would add some good texture. And in, I would say, Golden Glow. Probably second strength. And let's put that maybe like that. And then some right there. Let's put a few right here. Like that. And maybe a couple right there. So very subtle, but it makes the white not so white. All right, and if you wanted to tie that in on this side, you could just put a little over the leaf there, like that. Okay, I think that's all the stamping. Oh, you so tired, baby. Okay, that would be it for the stamping. So the question that's on here, though, is how do you add ribbon? So here's my idea. I know that those two are going to go there. And then this is the front of the card. I'm sensing the way that I cut this. I'm gonna put a little leaf like that, a little leafy like that, the sentiment like that, and then I'm gonna run some ribbon across the front. So that's my general game plan. So I've thought about it, and oh, I skipped ahead, so let's look at number 7 as long as we're looking at clues. So stamp a sentiment on the second basic white and adhere it to the middle section of card base 3. Well, I kind of like rearranged my thought process on what went in the inside, and that's okay. Then stamp a sentiment for the front on a piece of scrap white, cut to the size or use a label punch or die attached to the front of your card. Okay, so we've got some things going on here, right? Basically, we're making this card however we want. We're zhuzhing it up. So I have permission now to glue between that earlier clue and this one. I have the ability now to glue these two things down. So this one's going to go here. And then this one will go here. I love how I've got a little Golden Glow. I've got the Cajun Craze. It kind of brings it all together. And then, I know, honey, you're resting. I get it. Then this one here, we're going to Stella these. Well, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. One of the last clues, especially for those that are new, one of the last clues says embellish and stella to your heart's content. Sometimes it's easier to stella while things are not glued down, or like while they're still separated. Got to keep them separated. So we're going to put the stella on separately first now. And then we're going to do that to this one too. All right, so we got that stella going on. So we've decorated, we're going to decorate the front here in a moment. So that's this clue 6 is decorating the front as I desire. So we're going to flip these both over and we're going to do the Rose Coleman trick. Rose is amazing. If you're in Canada and you're looking for a demonstrator, she's your girl. Make sure to reach out to her. And she taught me this trick. So if you take and put a little bit of liquid glue on the backs of delicate or detail-y dies like this, and you give the glue a moment to become tacky, it doesn't smear all over the place. So we're going to let that sit for a moment. And then, again, you don't need it too thick back here, but let that sit for a moment. So what a great template. Oh, I'm so glad you like it, Shanna. Okay, so we're decorating the front. That's up here. We've stamped focal images on the scraps dies. We're kind of done there. We've already done announcing of clue number 7. So let's continue clue number 7. We did our sentiment on the second white piece and we adhered it into the middle section. Done. And we've stamped our sentiment onto the front. Now we need to adhere it to the front of the card. All right, so basically we just got to pull it all together because we've already then made it to our last clue, which is technically 8, but it's printed as number 9, okay? We don't reprint pages a lot. We're like very frugal around here with our copier. So this one's clue number 8, okay, officially, but it says 9, so forget that. So it's basically embellish and sell to your heart's content. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take this piece, which has dried just a little bit. And what's so awesome is they've got these dies, they've lined them up perfectly. So you just set that down on here, and the edges match precisely, and it doesn't put white glue all over. Now this one, I could stand to let that dry a little bit more, but we're good to go. Like, it's okay. We'll make it work. You just don't want to smear it all over the place. So we're going to set that right down, and again, the die fits really nicely. All right, so how would I zhuzh this and add the ribbon? All right, so we're going to see once how that works, and this works. And I think we're going to put this, it's a little thick unit here. There's a lot of cardstock going in the middle right there. So it's going to be a little bit heavier of a card for you. All right, so I do sense that this one needs to get popped up with some dimensionals. Like that. We're just going to take them off right away. And I sense that he's going to hang out at a little bit of an angle. Maybe like that. This one is only going to need one dimensional, and it might not. It just needs a little one right here, but we'll get there. So how am I going to do the ribbon? I need some tear and tape. Just cover clue 9 and put last clue. Oh, well, oh, you're right. We should. I need Jolene or Kelly to help me do that. I don't know the ins and the outs of using Adobe, but you're right. We should just make embellish and stella to your heart's content, say last clue. You are so smart, Debbie. I appreciate that input. You're on it. I love it. So we're going to put some tear and tape back here, and we're going to have one waiting in the wings, okay? And I'm sensing 2 ribbons, so we're going to see how this works. I think a little bit of linen thread first, and I'm going to just make a little bit of a hairy rat's nest. An organized one, though. So loop tail, like that's easy, right? So let's do the loop tail. I think, so I've got basically went back and forth. It was a loop tail. I think that'll look nice there in the front. So I did that first, and then we're going to take a little bit of this ribbon, a little bit in the front there, shorty doo-wop, and then this can come back, a little bit of a loopy-loop back here. Now, I'm not quite certain that that's in the exact right spot, but we're going to try it, and we can always finagle it over. But I think it's going to be good. All right, so once it's in the spot you want it, take and flip it over and use that other tear and tape that you've been holding on to and put that right over the top. And it wasn't long enough. I was too short. So let's try that again. We're going to take this off of here and try again. And now that should hold it. Now we've got a little linen thread in the front, a little ribbon in the back. That's going to go over here. And then this little dude is going to hang out right on this side. I think that'll look adorable. Or I should say adorbsy. All right, so let's take off part of the tear and tape on the back. Otherwise, my dimensional is not going to stick. This is not dimensionalized, so I'm good there. And we're going to take and put one here and one more there. And then for this golden glow two-tone leaf we have, this is already popped up. And I guess I don't know if I want to pop up this even more. I might do it even more. Why not? Let's put another one right up here and call that a day. So we're going to kind of do this at the same time. I'm going to kind of tuck him into bed and then have that right there. I have the little tail coming out the bottom, making sure my sentiment's straight. You want to make sure there's nothing hanging out over the edge there, which is good. And I think I want to tuck him in just, oh man, a little closer, right there. I still want to see the tail. We're not picky at all, like that. He was a little, I want him a little closer to the ribbon. All right. Oh, I love it. So pretty. Okay, that's what we've got so far, right? So you open it up, looks like that, using some of that new product of the month paper. Again, I showed that off to you guys a little bit earlier. It's really, really pretty. And it's so nice, actually, that it's only one-sided in this instance, because then you don't have to figure out which side you need to cover up. And so it's got really different patterns for the fall here. So you've got your pumpkins. You can even cut them out. So there's a pumpkin sheet. There's the leaf one here, and then there's another one that in the back here, it's this guy, and he's really pretty too. The acorns on it. So that's that product of the month paper. It's still available. It says that it's while supplies last, but I just looked. If they have it and it carries over to the next month, then it does. This is some of the new ribbon. It's called Calypso Coral Copper Ribbon. So it's got a little copper trim on it. And we've been using that quite a bit in the design. Linen thread is tried and true. It's really a classic. It's been around for forever. It's 104,199. I will have that memorized for as long as I probably live. And then what's left we need to do is embellish to our heart's content. So that means, let's look over here. I pulled some of the new embellishments from the catalog. And I also pulled in, these are what we're coming up for class next month in September. It's already tomorrow, September. So we've got the Elegant Leaves Let's Just Stamp, which features these 3 cards. And it's those stamps that I just used tonight and a little book card. And so these are ones where you could get this kitted. It could be free with an order. You could get it free with your product share order. And you could also pay for it. So let's see here. I brought the painted patch and gems in, but oh, there's some yellow ones and some, okay, let's use those. There's not a lot left. We've gone through a lot. But there is one here that those are the Cajun. And then there's a little one here in coral. There's some golden glow. Maybe we can make this work. All right. So we've got those 2. So where would I put them? So there's an opportunity to put one there with that Cajun one there. And let's put the other little baby Cajun right there. And could we add a yellow, mellow yellow anywhere? I almost think that that might be enough. And I got to use up that little bit. We added a golden glow and the Cajun. Wonderful. Isn't that nice? I found that hiding in the bottom here. All right. Hello, my sunshine friend Penny Powell. You are really late to the party, but what do we say? Better late than never. All right. So we did it. We got this card made, and we got to entertain Honey for a little bit. Appreciate everybody's patience with that. When the kid comes wanting to play, I guess, and Honey is not one that likes to play very. I mean, it's on her terms, and she's currently now nestled into my chair over there. You can just see that's my chair. she thinks she owns this place, and so she thinks she gets to sit in my chair whenever she wants to, and I'm not sitting there. I'm actually kind of in her chair. So I guess that's how it goes. So we got the card made. The next thing we need to look at here is what's next. So I have to go onto the computer and I will check to see if this graphic is here or not. In the event, which is in Facebook, I share this graphic in a post that says, please share your creations in the comments for a chance to win a prize. And I always give a handmade greeting, or I should say a kit away to the winner. And if you have until next week. So we're not going to be pulling these. Normally it's the last day of the month, but because the class here is, oh, I'll show you Susan's card here too in a moment. Susan made the card at home. Today is the 31st. We're giving you guys until the 8th, which is next week, Tuesday. And then when I do my next live on the 10th, then you guys will be seeing the winners. I'll do the winners. Now, what does that mean? Today is the 31st. We leave for a camping trip, our annual camping trip that we've been doing since 2011. So, oh my gosh, that's 15 years. Okay, so we've been doing a camping trip, and it always varies in time. We had a little hiccup. It was supposed to be in my books. It was supposed to be last weekend, and our friends had it in their books in July, and we don't know how we did this, but I looked back at a text message, and the text had August, but they thought it was July, so we had to punt and pick a different weekend that worked for both of us, and it ends up being that it's going to be this weekend. So we leave on Wednesday, and we'll be back on Labor Day. So we don't have class on Thursday, which would normally be a class night, as Thursday nights are class nights. So on the 3rd, we won't have class. I don't believe anybody really has class that's going to be lined up. I don't think so. So you guys probably won't see much from an online class presence from me until the 10th, which is about a week and a half. But on the 9th, know that Julie Bierschbach will be live doing her Be Creative class. Okay, so there's some stuff coming down the works. The other thing is, I will, as soon as I get off the live now, I'll go into the computer and make sure that this graphic is here, right? So basically, I'm going to put this out there, and then in that post or that thread is where you're going to want to take a picture of your card and send in a picture of your card so that we can see your pretty cards. And then what we'll do is Kelly grabs all the names, and I do a random number generator, and somebody wins one of my card kits. So, all right, so that's coming up. So this is the one you want to look for. The other thing is, after class is done, I always schedule an email for the next day. Usually the next day. Maybe I might schedule it yet tonight. But I'll send an email thanking everybody for watching. And in there, I will include a link for you to share your cards. I get every time somebody saying, I can't get my card uploaded. How do I do it? I can't find where to do it. So if you aren't getting emails from me, I highly encourage you. I go in spurts. You could go maybe a week without getting an email from me, maybe, and then all of a sudden you might get 10 of them in 3 days. I guess I don't have a lot of, it's just how it rolls in my life. It's either a lot or none. And it's not very, sometimes it's like 1 or 2 a day, and then you don't get anything for 5 days. Okay, so just know that if you sign up to get emails, I generally email about upcoming classes, about stuff that's coming up, sales that might be happening. If you're on my team, you get a few more emails. But if you don't get emails from me quite yet, and you would like to, you just have to go to my website, which is cardsbycrispy.com. And if you go to, let's say, events, there's an events calendar that comes up. And underneath the events calendar, you'll see me in my yellow shirt downstairs where I normally am. But here it is, sign up for my emails. And so if you put your email address in there and sign up and then confirm it, it'll let me know that you want to get emails from me. And then I add a tag. I basically add one tag to it so that I have a group that I send the emails out to. And then if you ever want to stop getting emails, all you have to do is click unsubscribe, and then it'll turn those emails off. So, but yeah, if you're not, will I be at my computer? Yes, Nancy, I just don't know at what point. At 7 o'clock, it's 7, I might make dinner first. So a girl's got to eat. So I will be at my computer at some time tonight. What my goal is in the next 48 hours before we leave for camping is to create all the Facebook events for all the events and to publish all the emails and schedule them so that they all launch throughout the week of all the upcoming classes in September. And then also working on class registrations. We had about 50 class registrations come in so far. Yay, that's exciting. The showcase, excuse me, the showcase was on Thursday. And we've got 50 in already, which is amazing. So that's about half of them. So I had it in my head that those 50 might be done before I leave, but I might be lucky if I have 20 of them done. So I will gradually keep working on the class registrations. I won't be working on them while I'm away. I am not bringing my computer with me. We are going to be on a canoe, and we're starting 40 miles upstream on the St. Croix River, like 40 miles north of Hudson, and we're canoeing for 4 days. And we are staying on the islands, on the bay, like on the beaches, and you can stay for free, as long as it's not on the shores of either, like, let's say the Wisconsin and Minnesota. So like if there's islands in the middle, you find and make camp, and that's what you do. So we bring everything we need with us in the front end, and by the end we have less food, we have less firewood and kindling, and we have less like things to drink, right? So we basically pack everything we need for 3 days. So we leave Friday, and then we come back on Monday. So it's we'll have to see how I feel on Tuesday. I'm hoping that the back isn't too sore, and that's just how it goes. So Nancy, you want me to send the email, not the email. You want me to send an address to you. I think that's what you want, right? Because I don't send that from my phone, but I think you want me to send the address to you. And so I know you want to get a card in the mail to somebody special. So I will I will put that on a piece of paper right here, and we will, when I get in my computer, I will send you the address that you're looking for. Okay. So yes, lots of stuff in the works in the next 48 hours to get done. So Nancy address, I'm writing it down right now. So perfect. And we also, it was amazing. Mary Jo reached out to me and she's like, Chris, you missed saying my name on the class that I watched last week. And lo and behold, she is one of the people that I missed writing down. So again, if you've been watching the classes and you don't hear your name, but you've gotten kits from me, just reach out to me. I need to get your name in the book. I'm trying to figure out how I got to do a cross check, but it was a little bit hasty this last month with class registrations, and I didn't get everybody logged 100% of the time, even though they got their kits. That was the most important thing. Hello, Susan Warmly. Oh, better late than never. Ha ha ha. Well, you are so late, but you're in time to hear the goodbye. And you guys, Susan Warmly just joined us. So if you liked this card, make sure to do a little shout out to Susan. She helped with the clues, and she helped. Oh, I got to show you her card. So Susan made one and sent it to me so that I had something to work off of. And she used, here, I'll show you this way. So she used the Homemade Sweetness products here. So you can see that it has the strawberry on it and the blueberry, and it's really pretty. It's got happiest birthday wishes. So that is the card that Susan made. And so very cool. I think I didn't, no, I just saved the one. And if I go here, it's way from, okay. So that's the picture I saved. So she had another picture of it closed, but I think you guys can generally see what the front looks like that. So, and it was really cool. She used 3 different pattern papers that all went really nicely together as well. So you'll be in my neck, in Jenna's neck though. Yes. So funny story. We're camping in Jenna's backyard, Deanne Dawn. And you know where that is because we've been there at the same time. So yeah, so Jenna is putting us up outside. We're tenting it in her backyard on Wednesday and Thursday night and hanging out with her family on Wednesday night and Thursday night and just catching up with her. The whole summer has passed by and I've hardly talked to Jenna, maybe but once or twice since May. And we enjoyed visiting. I don't know if you guys were watching me last year for the Labor Day weekend. Tyler and I snuck away for one night. I think it was one night. No, it was 2 nights. Well, it was like we got to her house at 2 a.m. on a Sunday morning and we slept till, let's say, 10. So we got there Sunday and we spent Sunday night then, and then we drove home Monday. And we enjoyed it so much that we asked if we could come back, and she said yes. And then we asked our friends to go along. And so our 2 friends that we do our annual camping trip, they were in for it. And so all of us are going up there to do a camping trip out there. So yeah, so that's funny that you said that, Deanne, because that is exactly where we're going to go by Jenna. So yes, too many phone calls tonight. We'll have to watch the replay. Okay, no problem, Connie. I know you will love this card, Connie, when you get yours made. And Tony, you're very welcome. And I appreciate everybody for watching along and making this card with me and Susan. I think she enjoyed helping out with the clues that I think I could twist her arm back here. I don't think it hurt too bad for too long, but maybe Susan will help me out and get the clues ready for next month, and we can get them to you guys ahead of time as well. So, all right, perfect. And Nancy says yes. So Nancy, I will make sure I send you that address. And you don't want me to forget. I appreciate that. I need all the helpful reminders that I can get these days. All right. Thanks, Linda Hunt. I appreciate that. I'll definitely have a good camping trip. And did I miss anybody else's? I don't think so. So, well, hello, Heather Thompson. I didn't see that you were on here, but I hope you had a good time watching with us. Okay, again, thank you for me entertaining Honey at the same time that I entertain you guys. Because clearly, if you see this little lady now, she is tuckered out, and wait, how does this gotta go? Maybe that way. There it is. That's the angle I needed. So she's tuckered out, and now, now she's gonna take her cat nap, and she will be good for a little while, and that's good. So, all right. Sherry Johnson says you'll have to watch the replay. All right, you had a friend come over. Well, that's good. I'd love to have a friend come over too and have to catch a replay. So, all right, you guys, lots of sunshine, love, and big hugs to you. Thank you for joining me for Mystery Card Night. Until the next time, we'll see you later, alligators. Bye-bye.